Hi, I'm Rob Cram, and today we're taking another look at Redfall. I've decided to just have another play of this and try and determine what is actually wrong with this game. Why has it got so much hate? I mean, I like Arkane's previous works. I liked Dishonored. I liked Prey. I liked Deathloop as well, which is pretty cool. So what's wrong with this game? Well,
vampires ain't gonna shoot themselves.
I need to just lower the volume of the microphone because I can't hear. Yeah, so I mean, apart from the goofy characters and the weird art style that Arkane are kind of quite well known for.
Good to see you.
I mean, the woke characters that you got in here, like pregnant lady, gunslinging pregnant lady, priest that doesn't look like a female or male, kind of androgynous. I think that's the right word. Androgynous looking priest. Yeah. Who's called Eva. So I think merely the problem lies with the gameplay. So I'm not going to be an apologist for this game. When I first played it, I kind of played it for an hour or less than that. No, more than that. I gave it a bit of time, and I just had to shut the damn thing off. I'm like, bloody heck, what is this? It's crap. I don't like it. I could be doing better things with my time. And because it's on Game Pass, which I'm subscribed to for PC, I thought, well, why waste my time playing such an annoying game? So what was wrong with it, though? Apart from things like that, you just saw the stutter there. That's what I'm keeping up the counter on the top left. The game's been out for how long now? Developers should have patched all these little glitches in and out by now. But they still remain, and they were there at day one. So apart from technical aspects, I think the problem lies with the gameplay. It's not so much the writing and the story. Not that there's much of a story here. You are free to sort of play the game how you see fit. I'm primarily, well, 100% actually, played solo. I'm not into playing co-op games, especially with people that just like to run off when you want to be a bit more stealthy. I hate that when there's always one character that, I don't want to abide by some team rule. That who gave you who put you in charge of us lot then? And so I play solo. I like stealthing around, but unfortunately this game, which really pissed me off when I first started playing it, when you sneak up on an enemy, there's no stealth attack move. You can do a little melee into the back, but it doesn't take them out in one hit like you'd expect. And these are like human enemies. I'm not talking about the vampiric enemies that appear. Human enemies, you can't do a little stealthy one-hit attack. Unless I'm missing something. Maybe there's a melee weapon you can pick up. So, let's just sort of rewind a little bit here. Right, so, playing on max settings, 4K resolution, RTX 4090, looks good. It looks good. I mean, some of it look a bit basic, but this is an Arkane game, and they've always got their own little art style, kind of like this cartoon realistic looking sort of gameplay. So it's not too dissimilar to Dishonored, Deathloop, and their previous games in terms of visuals. So that's not really an issue for me, but as you can see, I'm walking around at night time here. I have to be very quiet, and unfortunately it's just kind of devoid of anything. There's nothing around here. You see me walking around. I mean, I've been not really sneaking. I'm walking and running, and they've got all these buildings, but it's just devoid of any character. Oh, look, there's a vampire over there. So a lone vampire is sat there. So like, I'm trying to sneak up him. I've got the ability to sort of cloak myself. Let's just use that.
Show me something good.
Yeah. Oh, get my sniper rifle out and see if I can cap him in the head. Oh, that didn't do hardly any damage at all.
You can't hurt me.
So these are the enemies. They sort of follow the same pattern, and then you just do that. Bam. Pretty basic. And you repeat that pretty much for...
One of those historical markers.
Ooh, what's that? And you basically just repeat that over and over, but obviously sometimes you come up against tougher opposition that have a bigger health bar. I haven't seen much in the terms of different types of attack from the enemies, and I think that's probably one of the big problems. There's not enough variety in terms of... Oh, there's another one there, look. So I actually do the same. She's got quite a lot of health. That took a lot of her health away, that did.
I can do this forever.
I was only shooting her. So you do that slice attack, then they sort of teleport away and sneak up behind you. But she actually did take quite a bit of damage off me there. But health is so much in abundance in this game that it's not really an issue. So I've encountered 2 vampire enemies. Obviously I'm at night time here, so I think that's obviously when they come out. But so when you're walking around, you're just sort of... There's nothing to this game. It's like... What would have made it better? Well, let's imagine now you're walking around at night, and the game's got various factions of human, vampire, and vampire-affiliated humans, and human-affiliated vampires, and they're all mixed and matched together all across the map. And you've got to determine which ones are friendly and which ones aren't. But they're all going about their business in the map, and you sort of mingle amongst them. And at any time one of them can just suddenly jump out and you try and suck your blood. I mean, that would have made a much more interesting sort of game dynamic for this type of game, surely. But instead, Arkane have opted for a completely empty world. Look, compare that to sort of Dishonored, or even Deathloop, where you had goons all over the place. You know, every step of the way you'd be thinking about, oh God, there's more over there. He's going to spot me. But it's just empty. There's nothing here. So you can get to hear these little voices. Oh, look, there's somebody up there. So in that regard, you know, sneaking around, hearing a voice in the distance, trying to find where it's coming from. I mean, that's interesting, but it's going to get dull after a while. Oh, I've been spotted. And then it just boomstick, and so there's really no danger for the character. I mean, I could just up the difficulty and play it that way. There's a blood, whatever they're called.
What is that thing? Some bloodsucker's dinner?
So I'm making enough noise here. Is he going to come up here? What's he going to do? Oh, he is coming up. So he's just stuck down there now. So what's he going to do? So I can just go invisible. Lost him. I mean, I can't move, but... Where's he gone? In the tree.
Gone, you worm bucket.
So he just bugged out completely because I disappeared. So that's kind of a bit OP. Yeah. Yeah, you can get your flashlight out. So I mean, there's elements I like where you can sort of enter buildings. There's a lot of buildings. I'll give you that much. I mean, I can open this door. Oh, it's locked. Unlocked. But I mean, what could be in there that's that interesting for me to want to go in there? Probably nothing, to be fair. So let's not do that. But let's try and find a bigger building. I mean, all these things that you can unlock. Not in there. That's the window. No. Oh, it's all locked. Oh no. Oh, it happens to be a toilet. Wonderful. Stuffed animals in the toilet. Wonderful. So you pick up all this junk. I'm not sure if you can use it for crafting. I can't remember. It's been a long time. So look, that lighthouse up there looks interesting. But look, I'm not even following the story. So let's just give a recap. So prior to this moment, excuse me shouting, alerting all the vampires to my presence. Yes, I'm Santa Claus and I'm full of presents. I just got to a safe house. I selected a safe house mission, which was to triangulate the satellite dishes or antennas in 2 locations that are on top of 2 separate buildings, several hundred meters away from each other. And once I'd done that, I got the location of some emitter, which I had to shut down. So I went over there, cleared out a few goons, human goons, and a couple of vampires in the basement. And I then completed that and was told by the safe house that the final thing to liberate that area or that neighbourhood would be to find the boss vampire of that area. So I thought, oh, right, that's interesting, a boss vampire. Now that sounds like fun. So the map showed me where it was. So I headed off to the building. It was hiding up on the roof or the top floor. Managed to locate it. And again, we got back into this same repeat, rinse, shotgun blast. Lower itself. It wasn't particularly challenging. It had a few extra goons with it that you could sort of launch whilst it teleported onto the roof. I took care of the goons in a few seconds and then chased it down. So I never really felt like I was being hunted. I felt like I was the hunter and the vampire was the sort of hunted, which is a bit odd considering the nature of the game. So once I'd beaten that vampire boss, that was it. Neighbourhood completed. Collected the skull. And I thought, okay, a bit underwhelming. Yeah, this is very underwhelming here. So what is actually around here? It's just like emptiness. So, I mean, look at the vampire all the way over there. Just hanging around. Good shot. He's dead. So he's going to come to me now. So, he's dead. So, I mean, for a game about you being a vampire hunter rather than a survivor in a world that's been overtaken by vampires, which I think the premise is for this game, the vampires should be a bit more devious, surely. They shouldn't just be out in the open standing there like, oh, I'm just hanging around here waiting for someone to come near me or someone to snipe me from 500 meters away. They should be sneaking around in the shadows. I mean, if you think about Prey, those black, I can't even remember what they were called, parasitic creatures, symbiotic parasitic creatures that would turn into inanimate objects. Like that bicycle could be one of them, and you see a little fuzzy bit, and you're, there's one there, and you shoot the bike, and it would suddenly change, and that was brilliant because you wouldn't know where it was. But these vampires are too. Look, he just stood there while I was killing his friends. But there's no, and then he decides to attack afterwards. It's just like Hollywood. Give me a chance to reload, mate. Bit silly. So I can see why this game is been panned. It's just too lifeless. It's got no soul. A bit like the vampires have got no soul. But here's the building where I fought the boss. So a very nice building if you want to go inside and have a look. But it just was a bit dull. The whole encounter, the build-up, and everything else. It just didn't. It didn't resonate well with good gameplay. It was just very lackluster. Can I go in here? No. And I think key word to describe Redfall is generic, mundane, dull, lifeless, soulless. I mean, the combat is competent, but the AI is a bit, as you just saw, awful. Alright, is that a human enemy there? So let's see, look. Oh, he spotted me, so let's just do this.
Cloaks up.
See what happens.
Rest and reload.
So look, it's stealth. Oh, there's another one there. So I can't stealth kill, I can't grab him, I can't do, I can only do that. He didn't notice the gunfire. So AI is absolutely terrible. So we're going into the cinema, and that's to... I picked something up somewhere in one of the surgeries. I'll just take all that. We'll look at that later. Put the flashlight on. Oh, someone in here. So do they see my flashlight? Let's have a look.
Who cares?
Praise!
I need some help. Didn't you hear the hollow band? Do it.
Yeah. So you've got this massive cinema, part of my mission objective, and it's guarded by what? One or two human enemies. And I've just come.
Somebody get over here.
Yeah, so it's a bit, gosh, it's just too dull. I can see why people disliked it. It just, what's going on here? You've got this beautiful sort of interior. Well, I say beautiful. It's kind of, and it's just. Oh. So I think that's the problem. I'm not sitting here trying to be too like. Well, I might sound like I am, and in fact I am just complaining about everything. But I have tried to like this game. I think some people have tried to like this game, but it's a game that you can try to like, but ultimately you're still only going to rate it sort of like 6 out of 10 or 5 out of 10, which is, oh, there's another person there, and oh, there's another one there. So they are sort of called. Why didn't they come to the aid of the person who just got shotgun blasted? Why are they all sort of... It's almost as if they just spawned in. So, it's above me. Terrible shooting. So it's above me up there. If I just came up there. Oh, projector room. Alright. I'm on the wrong side. That's the screen. It should be on the opposite side. So, which reminds me of the Duke Nukem level, where you go in the projector room and yeah. How old is that game? Duke Nukem 3D. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. So I can imagine now. I'm not the only one feeling that sort of flavour about it, and it does sound like I'm complaining a lot. But
Bulbs out. Need to find a new one.
There's a surprise. Oh, of course they're in the basement. And let me guess, in the basement there's a vampire. A slightly more powerful vampire than the regular vampires. One that's got maybe a third extra health, but isn't immune to shotgun pellets. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, let's put that flashlight on. So the basement is... How do we get to the basement? So I mean, as a solo game, yeah, it's kind of just not enough happening. It's just too basic. The basement. So you can hear these sort of strange noises going on down there. What's happening? Foreboding atmosphere. Alright. Let's see who's in here. Yep, there's somebody in here. Oh. Nice. Let's just help myself up. I've got plenty here. You never know.
That's better.
It is. A bloody handkerchief. What's that there? So you can hear these sort of strange noises. But I can't see anyone. What, is he going to surprise me? But that was it. Well, that's kind of interesting. I was expecting somebody to at least come out and attack me. Right, he's got to get up there again. If nobody attacks me before I put this bulb in, then I'll be shocked, horrified. It's more horror than the actual game. The fact I didn't get attacked. Right, let's have a look.
There we go.
Light them up, boys.
See what all this fuss is for.
This damn thing. This is where it started, Amelia, wasn't it? And where I thought it ended. Gateway sample test 9, August 20th, 2021. Subject deceased. Exsanguination due to intravenous blood transfusion via heterochronic parabiosis. 2 hours have passed since the procedure.
Black hole sun.
The feeling is indescribable. I have never felt this alive. Our work has been realized. Life itself. We hold it. Everything belongs to me.
Jesus. And I just watch. This Addison guy is the Hollow Man from the radio? Bellwether's gonna have a rough time extracting him. Whatever the hell he is now.
So as you can see, after that was completed, extremely dull. No challenge whatsoever, and if you come to think about it, that's the kind of thing that you would have done in hundreds and thousands of games before. Nothing new. The vampire setting wasn't anything new, didn't add anything new to this particular quest, and dull and lifeless, soulless. So I'm just gonna be scared. Three vampires. Oh dear. I might even die. Oh, I died. Hey! Congratulations, I actually died. Well done. Wonderful. Well, I wasn't prepared for that. So they were saving it for that moment, but at least it's put me back here.
Weird shit is happening out there. You should go check it out.
And of course. I mean, it would have been nice as well to, well, maybe not. Got some AI companions if you didn't want to play co-op with humans. But I guess you would have then had to babysit those. So I've got to go all the way back to the fire station to report back for that mission, which was one of the main objectives. But we're not going to do that. So look, yeah, Redfall. Dreadful. If you spell Redfall backwards, what does it say? Laughter. Really? Laughter? Redfall spelled backwards is laughter. Oh.
Marker up ahead.
So what's that trying to say? What are they trying to look, laughter. Which is what people were. What you laughing at? Yeah.
Wait until the Hollow Man finds you.
Hollow Man. Hollow Man and his cronies. Can't do shit. Yeah. So I mean, I haven't even bothered looking at my character's skill leveling up. And, have I leveled up? I'm probably only about level 5. So I'm sure maybe the game. I'm positive the game should get better. So maybe then that would help me do the stealth attacks. Can I do that? Right. Let's see if we can do it now. So let's find an unsuspecting human enemy. You can see it's sort of turned to daytime now. This is cool. Right. But there's just no one around. It's too devoid of life. I'm hunting for enemies now. It's got to be someone in the graveyard, surely. Anybody out there? No, it's empty. An empty graveyard. Gosh, dull. Right, someone's got to be in here. No, I've been in there enough times. There's no one patrolling the streets. There's just nobody here. Why would they think that this is fun? What did they expect people to think? So imagine this now if you've got 3 other players all running around. Where is everything? Where is everything in this map? It's just empty. There's got to be someone patrolling the petrol station, surely. Oh gosh. So I'm actually sort of trying to find enemies here, not with much success. Gosh, no. I guess we should destroy that in there. No, it's just another one of those. Yeah. So it does remind me a bit, actually, of a first-person State of Decay. Some of the sort of gameplay features that they included in this. With that sort of red mist. Find the specific creature to demist it. Yeah. I can't find any enemies, so I guess I've cleared out. Oh, but they're vampires. I can't stealth kill them, can I?
Boosting out.
Okay, no shots fired, not bad.
Rest and reload.
So therefore then, and they were vampires, low-level vampires. So I imagine then, I should now be able. Is that people down there? Look, I think we spotted some people, a patrol of sorts. Right, let's see if we can sneak around. Let's hope they're still there when we get around there. Quick, it's a rarity to find these people. They do fight each other, the sort of various factions, which is good. Send in the crows. Right, stay low. Where do they go? Over there. Well, let's just put this into practice. Right, sneaky. There's no one in the back who can spot me.
Hey, somebody watch my back while I check this out.
Whatever you say.
Cloaks up.
Right. Should be able to get him in one hit, I hope.
Oh, God.
You're dead.
There you go. Right, that's better, but that should have been an option from the beginning of the game. As a default. So I have to take that back then, don't know what I said at the beginning of the video. Stealth kills. But I will say that why wasn't that a skill that you all have as default? Because the AI is too easy to fall for that trick. Look how easy that was. That's probably why they locked it behind a skill. Right, well, at least that sort of improved a bit. What's that there? They explode, so I don't want to
Bugging out.
get too close. I wonder what happens if I get close. I'm sure I get killed. Damn! Yeah. Nice. At least I killed them. They died. Is there a penalty for dying? I think this game might actually have an Iron Man mode, which is good. But I might be wrong on that. Anyway, this is Redfall. Laughter. Yeah. It's just... it needs a bit more oomph, you know? That's what it needs. I think, as I said earlier, what would really improve the game is more people in the world, more vampires hidden like they did in Prey, hidden around so you didn't know that they were just there. They wouldn't just be floating around in midair, hidden within objects or coming out of the ground behind you and, you know, sneaking around and merging with other non-threatening characters. So you couldn't tell who was the vampire and who was. And then suddenly you'd get attacked. That kind of gameplay loop would be nice. So you're constantly on edge, constantly at fear. Who's the vampire, who isn't? That would have made this game fantastic. So imagine now it wasn't all deserted. It was actually everyone living here as normal. All the NPCs doing their daily routines. This was a whole town filled with NPCs. But certain ones would be the vampires. It's your job to hunt them down amongst the NPCs. Find the clues. Who's the vampire? Who's been acting strangely? Whose family's gone missing in the middle of the night? You know, that kind of gameplay. A bit of detective work. And then find out that once you kill the vampire, there's clues that lead you to the vampire boss that was controlling the neighbourhood. You've got to find out who he is by locating these underlings. The more underlings you find, the closer you get to the boss. That would have been a great gameplay loop. But no. So I hope if you're watching this, Arkane or Microsoft or anybody, make a game like that with the same flavour, same aesthetic, but just put the player in a living hell. Not this sort of, oh, I died again, who cares? I'll just reload and start again. And just wander around this barren wasteland looking for people to hunt down. People that just sit there doing absolute bugger all. Yeah, you can spot me from there. So where are you going to sidestep to now? Look, they're doing the sidestep dance. Look, all four of them. So what are they going to do? They're giving up the chase. Here they come. Well, one of them at least. So what, the other two just gave up, did they? See, again, it's just rubbish. What the hell? Why would the other two just give up the chase? Oh, it's like, oh, there's a sniper out there. Maxine, would you go and run after... Well, we all run after him. Actually, I'm a bit tired now. Maxine, can you just go and take care of that sniper on your own? We're a bit out of breath here. I'm going to go back to base and have a cup of tea. You take care of it, alright? And she's like, oh. Unless that was one of them. Oh, a sniper. He's not much of a sniper, was he?
Service record, Sergeant Boyer. Damn.
Snipers don't generally run at people, they run away from people and hide. Pick them off from afar. But anyway. So yeah, this is Redfall. I'm still not impressed with this, but if Arkane or Microsoft give them any more money to develop this further, which I think is about, they've got about 1% chance of that ever happening. The name has been tarnished now for good. People aren't just going to buy into it, no matter how good you might say it is. We've improved the game. People will always have a negative impression of it. Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 was a bit poor at launch, and it's turned itself around, and now it's a really awesome game for most people. But Redfall, I think the base game here is just needs a complete overhaul, basically, for this to get up to speed. Complete new gameplay sort of features. To give it the boost it needs. So I don't know how they would do that from a marketing perspective. Redfall 2, I don't know. I think they need to give up on this unless they can really get a lot of budget to present these new gameplay features that I'm talking about, and make them sound really awesome to entice people back into this kind of game. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think Microsoft has said, right, let's just chalk this up to bad development, and it didn't meet the expectations from the public buying it or the gaming media reviewing it, and it hasn't met our sales targets either, so let's abandon it. Right, anyway, so I'm going to leave it at that. This is Redfall on Game Pass for PC. Yeah, it's also on Xbox. And yeah, boring. Okay, I'm out of here.